Hello, mo apni ang host at Jamir mo ang Talkshow Unfiltered apni ang sob kay sagat ko ase. Women empowerment do ajikali 21st century de ekta bishi dangor social movement ekta ase. Kundu bura dunia pura de manu aro society, social or political personality itu sopi change kri ase. Itu social movement bura mahila kan political, social, religious aro family kan de influence kriya do deny problem na parbo. Holibi society de thakya problems kan itya bi solution lagya karne itu movement laga goal do ajikali laga homoy debi achieve krobole parya nai. Itu laga issues kan do maiki laga role in politics, sorkari laga kam, education, community leadership aro development ase. Itu opode aro maiki khan laga rasta bon kri dia laga alak challenges kan bi ase kundu crime against women aro discrimination ase. Mohan itu maiki khan ra face kra laga problems khan laga opode discuss krobole mohan la studio de we have two very strong women with us. Mula right ase ma'am Bano Haralu tai gita journalist by profession aro tai NDTV aro Doordarshan khan national logo dewi kam krina se aro itu hi noi gina tai Eastern Mirror aro Nagaland Today live editors thagise aro tai ita currently environmental and conservation issues kala opore tai kam kriase. Thank you so much ma'am for coming to my show. Aro mula left te mohalo hati ma'am Kuholy Chishi aina se tai ekta social activist ase aro tai churches colony Dimapur la chairman ase. Thank you so much ma'am apni yade aya karne. Mohan itu aji laga discussion do age parai na moi apni jun ki first question hudule muncha do apni laga hisab te women empowerment do ki ase apni first answer kare.
I think women empowerment deals with an area of life of women to have confidence and security and control over their aspirations in life. And this aspiration is deeply rooted in cultural liberation and also access to, these days, access to our education, and also in a great way, the participation and the support of the other gender, the male. So I think women empowerment encompasses all of this. You know, the one factor being absent will not complete the entire picture. So it's a continuing journey. It's a continuing process for women to achieve their goal.
So ma'am, apni la sabti women empowerment to ki ase?
For me, it's women empowerment means like I should be very confident of who I am. Not that somebody is saying that you cannot be this because you are a female.
Okay.
I should be allowed to do what I want, you know, study or in whatever field maybe, you know, to be equal. There should not be anybody judging me by my gender.
Okay.
That is what it means to me. Yeah.
So in how mohala society de how important it is to empower women in our society?
I think it's important for every society, not just society, Naga society, Asol Naga society, you know, because women are the other half of the population, and every society that we have seen, where the women are educated, where the women have been supported, they are progressive, and so I think it's really time for us Naga society to question whether we are giving that space for women to truly, you know, identify and discover their potential in the structures that we have, in our rich tradition, rich culture, our political system. Amikan itu maiki manu karane or for girls. Are we giving them that opportunity to, you know, explore this potential?
Okay. So ma'am, apni life sabti we kini ase mohan women empowerment do kiman important ase?
Women empowerment, that is the most important thing, because without empowering the women, say the mother, you cannot empower your children.
Yeah.
You know, it starts from there. Everything starts from the kitchen, from the mother, from the house. Then you go to the neighbor, then you go to outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unless I myself am not empowered and I feel inferior, my children is going to carry that.
So women empowerment do nijor laga opore first thagyo lage
Yes.
nijor laga pitor ba first ayo lage.
First, I have again, and plus, for women, we need to support one another.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Yeah.
In addition to that, maki ekta bra ekta maki kiniga guna how can we you know we women empower each other like actually in what ways can we empower each other?
There are so many ways, like some women, they are facing so much of harassment, this, that, but they cannot speak out,
Yeah.
you know, because they don't know their rights. So in like that things, we should come forward and try to help them. In whatever way they are feeling that they are lesser, we should teach them, help them, or, you know, to face outside world, because some of them, they are like, they feel kitchen is their home. It's
Be
not
there
like
for
that.
each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Instead of, but us, our community, instead of being with each other and trying to support each other, we are like fighting among ourselves, you know, and that is not helping us at all. So we need to come together as one, then only we can support each other, we can help each other.
Okay. Ma'am, apni life sab to how can a woman, how can we help each other empower?
I think, you know, one of the main things is really to speak out for one another. When there are cases of injustice, we have to speak out for one another. In Nagaland, we've seen so many incidents of women themselves being participatory in some really horrible acts of you know, inhuman and defying the dignity of women, and we've seen women being part of this. So I feel that we have to cross tribal lines and we have to support one another. But the other thing is also, I think that one big platform which I feel that we have not yet explored to its full potential is the platform where you know, the women in authority or women who are married to men in authority to use that position to reach out more to disadvantaged women folk. And I think as women also, we need to support one another. If there are women vendors, if there are you know, artisans, we need to I think in our own ways individually reach out and consciously like make an effort to encourage one another.
To mga laga naga society de sa issue kulido, how far has women empowerment come?
I think to be fair, it has come a long way, and this is one of the reasons why I would dare to say that women are at the forefront of receiving education, and who have achieved many heights in different fields outside of Nagaland as well. We have come a distance, but we have not come the full distances yet, and this is something that we need to question. And even going by statistics, there seems to be an inner censorship by women themselves not to speak out or to question the treatment that they're being meted out, whether it's in the homes, in the village, or in the influential
So we still have
political.
the inferiority complex.
We do, because, and in fact, like, you know, you'll be interested to know that the National Family Health Survey in some years ago, they carried out a survey and they found that of the women that they had surveyed, I don't remember exactly what was the percentage, but the study showed that in their study, 42% of women whom they had spoken to agreed that that they were allowed, that, you know, wife beating at home is like they deserved it. 42%. So that's a huge number, no? Why should any woman deem herself, you know, fit for a beating?
Yeah. True. So, ma'am, apni भी तो लोग अपने की भावे.
I think she said everything.
Okay. So, muyan bi ini when it comes to politics, one world in Mikey han politics to represent Kurgina Saishe Gulido, or India de Mikey han political representation sile. What is the difference? Can you say that difference?
I think it should be more to say.
See, in India, we cannot compete with them because there is a totally different level. Our brought up and theirs is totally different. But when it comes to Nagaland, we are still following that ancestral whatever. But other things like, okay, if we are strong towards that, why not practice how our ancestors used to practice everything, you know? But only in politics they want to come in, okay? Saying that it infringes the right of Article 371A, this, that, and all. But when it came out, it was not about article anymore. It was about send the women back to the kitchen, you know?
Yeah.
Those days are gone. Our ancestors, those days, they go out for war, for hunting. They never depended on the women for living. You know, the time was so different. But now the time is so different in a democratic country. The setup is so different. That time, I don't think our ancestors, they thought, itu maiki khandu jagina city. Nothing like that in their head. It was just like, go to war, bring somebody's head, and then, you know, it was like that. So using that mentality now, just to stop women joining politics, that is not right. Because they are saying it's because of the Article 375, but it's not. The real thing is like the attitude, they think like women, their place is in the kitchen. They have to be in the kitchen. But those days are gone. Now
So
we
it's
have
the mindset and the attitude.
It's the mindset. And I cannot say it's a discrimination also, but it's their attitude towards the, you know, tradition. So that needs to be changed.
I think what Kuholy, you're probably trying to also enunciate is that the relationship or the interpretation of constitutional law is very different by the men in Nagaland. But you know, I think politics is really about of leadership and of governance and of delivery. And I think there are so many women who are capable of, you know, this kind of a role. And yet, not to give them that role is again a big area for reflection, because by simply not giving women a role, we are not having a better governed state in Nagaland. And one of the reasons I feel, while we may want to stress on, you know, politics or like not giving women a chance, the other big question is, how is politics played in Nagaland? Can women have a role in this? Because we know it's riddled with corruption. And women, again, like the property issue, women don't have rights over property. Can they have that economic power to play in the kind of electioneering that goes on? Women don't have the authority to sell like land and property and all those things. So, and that money is used again for elections. So, I think it is really important, and it's beholden on the part of men and those who run these political parties. It's time to look for capable, able women candidates and make them stand for elections. It's not that every capable, able woman is going to be interested in politics. There's also, you know, that differentiation also needs to come in, no? So I think
discussion do आगे बढ़ाइना मु इटु question होती बोली मुन जावो कि अपनी ला हिसाब ते what makes a good politician?
a good politician cannot be different for a man or a woman. I mean, we cannot see it in that perspective. A good politician is as good as the leadership that he can deliver, and you know, taking stock of the situation, being able to deliver within the shortcomings, or being creative, being innovative. A good politician is so many things, but at the end of the day, I think a good politician is a servant of the people, and not just a leader.
Okay. तो मैम अपनी ला हिसाब ते
What is politics? It is like to serve people, the community. So without that in your heart, just because of money or you have power, you're just playing politics. So what gain do we get? For him, it's a different thing. But for us, matters. So I feel the good politician should be like who cares, who is humble, and who cares for today and for tomorrow's generation. Yeah.
So manuhan, it's often said ke maiki ando they don't make good politicians. Inega manuhan bishi koi. So abni, what do you have to say about that?
Itu though, I mean, history to itu kuanai. Women don't make good politicians. I mean, history te saile to, starting from the Queen Elizabeth the First till the Queen today, and the heads of states, Bangladesh te bhi, noile Myanmar te bhi, noile itya US politics te bhi sabi maiki manu kan sob important positions te ase. Itu women don't make good politicians. Itu it's a very blanket statement, no? In the same way as all men don't make good politicians, also we can say that equally.
Tapni to law puri kiba add up krole man jabo.
See, regarding Nagaland, they cannot say that. Nobody can say that because women the participation to naito, and if it is like that, then look at Nagaland. That means they mean to say women they are not good in politics. They are not good in corruption. That's the only thing. Women they cannot, because they are very scared to be corrupted like men. That's what it is.
So we can say that politician though it's not about the gender but it's about the individual. You can make a good politician. So gender right to define na correct if you're a good politician or not. To mo are the politics la opore ni khuta ko ginai sigile do mo ini world leaders kan to han apni khwanish na mo han bishi dikhi ba ina se ki women leaders kan thage laga to tahan ba politics how do women do politics differently?
I think women do politics differently because they are made up differently. They can laga bhavna, they can laga approach, solution, they can to solution seek kore do na, problem create kori bole majority it can to seek na kore do, and it's also important for women not to be used as pawns. Itu politics se jodi women maiki manu ahi jabo to tai can be nijor laga integrity. Itu to it's very important na, because then only they can make a difference in their role as a leader, as a politician, as somebody with influence.
Ma'am, apni bhi to eko adapt
yeah, it's like men and women God be alag prabanai like our way of feeling, thinking, to be more kind, generous, or more loving, this that. So even in politics, those things need arises. So it is like this part and this part together only we can go smoothly, not only one party going like that. So even in politics that is needed. Then only balance can be there, because for us women we see the minute details of everything, even in the society, be it in the state. So without our participation, we will remain like this,
To mohan naga society re saishe guli do mohan maiki leaders kan local bodies kan de head kre do mohan bishi dike. Holu ekile politics te ase guli do mohan representation do any na dike.
Nai, itu local bodies te bisi represent kora to itu misnomer ase. It's misplaced. In Nagaland, I don't think women constitute even 12% of all the local body positions that are available. Amar, how many villages are there? Some 2,000 odd villages. Itu village head kan kiman maiki manu hobo, or village council debi kiman maiki manu ase for decision making. So yes, empowerment and recognition of women's role in governance, in bettering the society, the push must come at some point from local situation level porana. It's important, but amikan laga itya existing structures, the assembly or amikan church tebi women laga voice kan to huni bole itu time to ahi jaishi.
Okay. Ma'am, apni to law puri kiba add up krole mon jawa.
See, for us it's like Nagaland to itya to statehood paigena itia tok to mota khani kurigena ase and everything comes down to money. And this money pra kinya money kina is be all politician to itia to like it has become like cancer. So itia maiki kunba like with passion, with everything wants to join. Where will she get the money? You know? And if you don't have the money, but you are just going, I don't think, you know, just minimum they will give you the vote. The rest of them they will not give you. Even the women themselves they will not give you because the husband is saying not to give her. You know? So mukan itu mentality to change no kurile to maiki manu to supposing tomorrow I want to go for election. I go and ask for party ticket. Do you think they will give me the party ticket? They will give to the other guy, you know? So without a good party ticket, how can you win also? Without money, how can you do? So there are so many things. Some people, they say like, you can just go and, you know, election, you go and nobody is stopping you. Of course, nobody is stopping me. But my pocket is stopping me, nah? Because I know the whole thing. So it's very difficult for women.
But what do you think about women also not supporting women?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In Nagaland, like to empower women, we have to come together.
Yeah.
Okay. Last time this 33%, that is the time I saw women with all dowsau running around now. They don't have this or what? They are joining the men folks and then they are doing like that. And then women has to go back to the kitchen and come on. I saw the volunteers. Many of them, they don't do anything. Wife goes to the office. With her pay, she is taking care of the family. And you, shameless of you to come out and tell women to go back to the kitchen. You know, when you are supported by the women. So, like that things, not hypocrites. We have that in our this thing. Yeah.
No, so in this thinking, in this line, amikan it be debate koribo lagibo. It Naga society patriarchal ase na patrilineal ase. Itu beshi kotha kobo mane itu analyze koribo lagibo. Patrilineal amikan male descent pura amikan itu concept decide kori kine ahe na. Patriarchal is like man takes control of like and decides like everything, you know. So maybe there are some I don't know of at the moment, but if there are any tribes which put all the decisions in a patriarch, asena na amekan na, or no na thakile itia amekan patrilineal itu society to amekan explore koribo lagibo, or nohile to amekan eneka chai thakile to patriarchal bonai dibo amekan laga society to na. There is a danger of that, no?
Yes.
Monaru sashugli mola customary law la opodeli maikiran ke protect kulinole customary laws te maikiran la opode ku nai. So do you think that the customary law itself iduhan na thagerwa maikiran ke decision making hande participate kurule noile iduhan de you know, do you think it hinders women participation?
Do you want?
See, customary law, that is like long time ago, when our grandparents, they were in the jungle. Khali kam ki ase, you go to war, go for hunting, feed the family. It was akisha to dosra ko kam na. They never thought the world will come to this stage. Na, maki manupi inika state run kuribo, office stage jabo kitab puribo. It was they never thought of that. But now time has changed. So likewise, mohan approach be change kuri na jabo lage na. Not that to remove the whole thing. Keep what is good, you know, and what is not up to date. Upor bari na jabi na. Etta ke tu itu dhori na rakhibo, maiki ke tu inia rakhibo. Dosra tu harali bhi kun hoy. It's like that, no. So that has to be changed.
Yeah, I think also, I think the customary laws need to adapt to the times. You know? I mean, for instance, like if we take example of reproduction, there are still today families where a woman who has not delivered a male child will be looked down upon and frowned upon, and somebody who has, you know, given birth to 3 or 4 male children will be like glorified and given more position, etc., etc. But even apart from that, women, if we are to really, I mean, this is not to become a man-woman debate, okay? I mean, that's the last thing I would want to encourage or promote or get into. But we have to look, I mean, saboi lagibo itu women laga role in the family is very important. Women holds the whole family together, you know. And actually, women are helper. Ami kan equal ase to be noy. Or helper hisabte women thake. And actually, what is a helper? Who is a helper? Who can you count upon as a helper? You can only call somebody a helper who you can trust, who you can have confidence in, who is equally as professional or as qualified or perhaps even more qualified than you to be deemed as a helper. So if the helper is, if a woman is a helper, then surely she is qualified to take the role of other male bastions as and when required. And we're talking about merit, we're talking about capability, we're not talking about partiality, opportunity, we're talking about giving opportunity, you know.
Woman empowerment laga kota ko, feminism laga kota bhi tade ahe. So like ini apni juna opportunity, what is feminism?
Feminism actually is something movement that began way back, I think, in the 50s.
Yeah.
But it's related to a gender issue. But here we are talking about women empowerment. So I think there's a big difference between in women empowerment and feminism, where the rights of women, the you know, is also is a very strong part of feminism. But when we talk about women empowerment, we are talking about, yes, rights, but we are also talking beyond beyond just mere legal rights. We're talking about, as I mentioned earlier, the opportunity for women to explore their complete potential. So to be in that, to create that kind of an atmosphere, situation.
So ma'am, apni life sabte feminism to ki ase?
That is, for me, it's a total different thing from what we are discussing now. Because for us, it's like it's about women empowerment. Feminism is like so many other things come to that. Maiki laga, itu right as a maiki la itu group of maiki na. It's about maiki thing. But here we are just talking about like maiki manula role in the society. You know, equality. Society, our privilege, opportunity, equal, not to look down, you know. So, line to.
There's a fine line.
Yeah, there's a fine line.
I don't think we don't have feminism as such in Nagaland, you know. We're not talking women. When women in Nagaland, when they talk about women's issues and women's rights and women's place in decision making, it is not feminism.
It's not,
It is, I think,
in our society.
Yes.
To mga laga state government do. By just what will be different about a woman heading the state government?
Oh, that's. I think, you know, to imagine such a scenario will be a dream. It'll be a dream, simply because we don't even have. We've never had women in the legislative assembly, so it would be unreal to think of a woman as a head of the state or as a chief minister or as a head of any political party. As I mentioned, we only have 2 women chairmen in the village council, you know. So, but yes, if a woman were to head the state of Nagaland, studies have shown that it'll take, you know, maybe another 130 years or so more for states and countries which have not come to that realization for women to lead their states. But Amiga laga state that women chief minister inika ahile to first thing I would imagine will be a peace. You know, I would see that there would be peace, and I would see that the needs of the youth, you know, will be taken care of. There will be streamlining of governance and delivery. Corruption, I don't think it'll be, you know, corruption cannot be like completely wiped out. You know, it's unreal to even think of that. But corruption will be down less. Can we say that? No. And priority areas will come into focus. Well, that's what I hope that a woman, you know, chief minister will deliver.
See, for women, I'm just taking the example of a house, a kitchen. See, ekta ghor de ama na thaka ghor alag dikhe do, and mother ekta mother tai kitchen te tala family te ki ase ki nai tai jane, aro tai ki kurile to bacha khan to khushi thakibo, bhalbra dangor hobo ki hobo itu ami khan la concern to itu thake to na. So when she becomes the head of the state also, she will feel in that way only, like itu to mola ghor ase, itu mola state ase, I have to do this, I have to do that, because itu to la children la future ase do. So because our thinking and mota khan la thinking to all alak ase, we are like all maiki khan to na towards the family, towards the children, tan la bhal biya itu. So what I do today will reflect on the children of mine tomorrow. So like it will be, for me, I can say like it will be better for a maiki manuna, where society as a whole will this thing profit from that.
There's one thing which is very it's a strange situation in Nagaland, where maiki manu ke politics te ahibole nidiye na, political allow nakore, space na diye na, or decisions can be lobole bhi eku awaz bhi nai. But because I mentioned peace, because jetia ami khan laga political situation there problem thakibo, to women mane women contact koribo, women khan he jai kine kotha kobo lagibo, peacemakers koribo, or last day etu kan sob framework agreement kiba dialogue etu kan what time te do women kan to put ase.
Yes.
No, it's not just it is not just a question of women in, like, you know, what we call the electoral politics or the governance. Even in our movement, you know, if we can talk about it like openly, like even in that, where is the role of women?
Women participation.
Yes.
Taru mohla current mohan itu bishi khota gudai she holibi that there are stress kuna bohala current state of Nagaland mohla society do sai shukule, are we ready to accept a woman leader?
Yeah, I think we are ready to accept a women leader. It's only that do we you know, do we are there women leaders there who would want to be take on that role, and will the structures that be, the powers that be, will they provide that opening? Etu he kotha ase nohale the women manu, I think people as such are you know, the population of Nagas and Nagaland, leadership kane leaders, women leaders to deny to nakoribo hoy etu tai khan bi
Puila brado all of the changes to ISA aste
yeah. That is why we are seeing those changes in the villages, no, in the local bodies. We are seeing slow changes coming place. We are seeing, like in some villages where they are agreed that the council have agreed to give equal pay to for women laborers also, no, eneka slowly eneka change ahi ase na, or kiman deri lagibo na jane holebi
but
I think the process has begun.
Ma'am, apni itu law pore kiba add up korle mon jabo?
Yeah, see, moi kobole to like maiki manu bishi ase te kam kuribole para manu, aro passion thaki gena na Nagaland ke bhal kurubo karne eneka manu bi bishi ase, but Nagaland to ita corruption man bishi hoise, plus too much of tribal games. So it inikate bi like women karne rasta khulise kole bi itia government they thaga kandu, I am sure they will pull up somebody from there, this thing. Tala maiki jao paribo, tala auntie, tala village pride.
Control thakibo.
It's like in favoritism ahi jabo. Then our tribal attitude ahi jabo. Ami khan na jati jabo lagibo. You know. So with that mentality, no, we cannot change. They should stand firm and like, okay, manuke saigena itu to paribo, itu brai, itu kan ge halibo. Itu fair game thakise gole to there can be change. If not, mohan ita bi tribal politics kan kheli thakle nothing will happen.
So mohan our politics for all of hati na mohan kotha kuli mon jao ki bhal. According to 2006 data of National Crime Record Bureau, Nagaland do maiki gane one of the safest place ase ina koi. To amni jmi do agree kre.
Openly, yeah, maybe, you know, in terms of the number of mugging cases or assault, open assault, you know, or quote unquote rape cases. Itu kan eneka dekhile to hoy Nagaland edo eneka incidents na incident related, women incident related. Itu to kom ase kobo paribo. Holibi, you know, violence is not only that which is seen outside, no?
Yeah.
It is, violence is abuse, mental, emotional and physical, no? Itu te to Nagaland laga plate to sapa noy de.
Yeah, true.
Itu basic areas ase, amegan women, alcohol abuse ase, drug related issues ase, oru bitor ghar bitorte, clan bitorte, village bitorte issues itu women laga pressure na itu khanto beshi kotha ase.
Ma'am, apni lao par apni kinya bhabe Nagaland do sabi maiki khan karne, is it one of the safest places?
Yeah, as for me, I feel like Nagaland is, so to say, one of the safest place. Like not like other place here, we can just walk around, you know, and our people, as in like local, you know, like kind of respect women, you know. So iniga to bishi na ide, but within the house, inside the house, within the family, maiki manu dukpa to beshi ase holibi kobole na pare, kun ki kobo na, and our worst enemy is that we always say like, what will the neighbors think? What will the church think? What will that person think? What will that person think? Nobody is thinking about the victim. Our victimized, and then because of that, our taichucha bhuja na, and bharde do hasigina dikhai se, only bitote do she is broken. So in like that family mo beshi dikhigena se they look like happiest family, but inside it's not like that. So it's our culture. I don't know, like if we open up what is happening, there is scope for others to change, others to learn also. But as long as we keep that mentality that manuki bhabibo, you're not growing, I'm not growing. Okay, nobody is growing, but the victim is getting victimized. It is.
Mohan koi ki Nagaland do safest place ase. But then do you think ki crime hoa gan record hoy? Like, is it registered? Cases filed, manuan any cases can file hoy bhabe.
No, itu to so where do we begin? Which comes first, the chicken or the egg? No, itu kotha ase na. Itu Kuholy kwa nishna. Ineka incidents thaki jaile beshi bag report na hoy. Or report no to keneka case khan na logging, and then the whole issue of archiving, the whole issue of American laga legal system, etu maiki manu ke etu hohai koribole, help koribole, etu structures asena nai American etu khan there are many smaller details to be in place etu to be effectively maiki manu these incidents of violence, no, domestic violence, you can't report koribole, or education. Ami kan bacha kan bi maiki swali khan bi school te thaka, college te thaka, workplace te ami khan etu you know indecency, etu rights of women at work, etu khan ami khan education bi lage na, or rights ami khan laga keneka legal system etu keneka access koribo etu khan bi bujibo lage. Ami etia ami khan etu jaga khan te bishi kom jana ase etia. Etu karne reporting can be under reporting.
According to reports, domestic violence, the one of the highest registered cases as in Nagaland. Though kile Nagaland domestic violence to bishi ase babe, like what could be the reason?
The mentality of the men, that motahi deciding factor that goes in the house also. So like if maiki manu ke second class citizen chena bhabile to tai bi acha ta nukobo to, so obviously tu kan prai class to ulai ase to na inside the house bharde nokoli bi tu ulai ase to na. So if the mentality itu bujhe ase kole tu itu alak ase, no buja karne understanding nai karne fight ulai ase.
So we can say that maiki khan no more oppressed feel kre or inferior feel kre itu
or I mean somebody had written, I don't know exactly who had said it, but etu jodi I mean alcohol related issue domestic na to ami khan to alcohol ke blame koribo, manu ke blame na koribo, etu ami khan laga logic bi na olop na age piche na etu bi ase na
or one you know closed doors te hoa laga crime laga opore khota kushi kule aro one marital rape pi ase maiki khan la opore
very high.
So do you think like mohala naga society laga maiki khan do, are they even aware of what marital rape is?
I don't think so. And jani thaka khan be like
They'll never speak up.
They won't speak out, and like I don't think that will work. Yeah, ityadu janya manu, you know, those who are educated, this that they might speak out, they might fight against it, but puruna manu tu itu nukuribo to, mula motabrai ne akurishe, tadi chelibit manu muke hasi dibo, itu ahibo to ye to.
Or na itu marital rape laga kotha. I think we also need to look at ami khan etu at what age group is this, are these incidents taking place, no? Because etu domestic violence laga kotha hoile to 15 years pura start hoy ase, 15 years to like 45 40 that is the study range, whatever I had saying, that was the study group. But marital rape is etu laga kotha to ami khan laga age it is also reflecting that maiki manu etia bi ami khan laga rights na the confidence etu share koribole bi jaga bi nai, kun ke bi jai kene kobo to it is reflection no all that.
Amni agere ko anishna mohan pishi worry kre ke manuhan ki ko iduki ko to mohan la dignity or mohan la pride to mohan bishi matter kre mohan la society de. So do you think mohan idu manuhan ki ko bo inega idu bishi worry ko gani it paves a way for more evil in the society?
Of course, because all the evil is like not covered, so it will become more and more bishi hobo to, because itu khuli sai gena ki biya sai to repair no kore to, we just cover it, so it will become double and double unless we become a free open society where you share something, help kuribo ta inega duka se mon kidinga miligina help kuribo inega hoise, and then victim ke aru victimize no kurigena kitia to no hatok to, it will remain like this.
To mohan bi as a society mohan manuhan idu maiki khan la opore iniga crime hushe kule tu iniga case bi file kuro pare, iniga laws kan maiki khan ki protect bully laws kan bishi ase, but we can see that manu bishi do aware nai, or mohan ini busti khan di remote places kan di hule do aware na thage, so idu han ki reach out kuro bole mohan bi as a society mohan ki kuro lage?
Itu to my bhavna to ghor de na first family te itu kan start hoy to stereotyping no stereotyping roles itu to olop bujai dibo lagibo ghor te na ke mota manu bhai sister etu majote bi roles khan ami khan define kori die na chotu time pora na etu bi ami khan sensitive hobo lagibo parenting na parenting te beshi etu the future of our society is very dependent on parenting, exposure, sensitization, or itu piche te ami khan laga governance na ami khan laga government it issues khan seriously loi asna nai na seriously loi thakile to response cells na teams na itu khan structures de asna nai na qualified counselors, psychiatrists itu khan bi asna nai ami khan itu khan this is the it's for the role of the government to facilitate this kind of help.
तो मैम अपनी भी तदे कि बा add up करले मन जावा.
No, that is where women empowerment comes in. Once a mother is empowered, obviously her children will be empowered too. You know, so every family te inega kurigina jaile jo mohan so we can come out a better society. You know, because amma ki ase to bacha ke shika bole ase to aur bacha ke ase aru tai bi bhade jagde to kuribo na. So ekta amma ki to tai nje tai la power tai la rights ki ase tai ki puribo paribo kitab puribo pare ase tai bhar jabole ne kam kuribo mon ase ki ase itu tai la khushi bra manu pra ta ke stop nokuri kina mota bra tu mai ke ase tu bobli na paribo tu mai ke ase tu bobli na paribo itu stop kuri kina to we should encourage, you know, or we should spread the awareness to all the women that we have power in us, but the only thing is we have to come together and fight.
तो मोहन आरो आजकल दिखे पाए कि माइकी गान भी मोहन किचन दे पुया एक ता दोनों इला मोहन प्रोफेशन भी करा बिशी ऐसे we are everywhere को लिदो तो हुलिवी दादे gender discrimination workplaces te gender discrimination था दो what are some of the various forms of gender discrimination at work?
I think it's you know, it comes in the form of assignments. You know, even in the field of journalism, it comes in salary. It comes in promotions at work. It comes in the role that you're expected to play, serve tea or you know, do the flower arrangement or take care of the guests or you know, that kind of thing. Not to say that women shouldn't do those things, but those things should not be given to you because just the fact that because you're a woman, you will be better off and you will be worse off at doing some other more work that involves using the head and the brain, no?
Okay.
Yeah.
तो मैम अपनी भी तदे कि बा add up करले मन जावा.
No, I agree with her totally.
तो मोहन इनी आरो equal pay laga opore. What is your opinion on equal pay?
Of course I am for equal pay for you know for male and women and men at any job, but again, you know, it's not that because she's a woman she must get equal pay, but it also depends on the responsibility and the decision making and the impact of that decision making that it will have on the company or on the people that are this thing. So I think, but if it is the equal positions of authority that a woman has been given, then there is no reason why she should be discriminated against, because she's putting in the same amount of work hours, she's putting in the same amount of effort, sacrificing perhaps even more, you know, than her male counterpart. So equal pay is definitely something that is required not only for desk jobs or anything, but even in physical labor also. Equal pay is necessary, because while a man is contributing of his what he can contribute because of his physical attributes, the woman is also doing the same, right? She is also contributing.
Because mostly one equal pay la kota gule manuang ko ke ita bukhya laga kam da kishu. How can you pay a woman equally when you know that a man can carry more bricks in a koi? So to apni ra ko la opore kushu gulido. depends on tu ki contribute kre ase dura kam kre la de tade depend kre
Yeah.
tab new itu la opore kiba ekta add up kole mo chao ma'am.
Yeah, it's like equal pay. From before it has come when olden days they to maiki kan kitab pi bishno kore. Once you grow up, then you get married. Kitchen household sa like mota manu education proceed kurina. Most of the families were like that only. So itu time te to maiki kan to duk thaka kan to family be sai ase, then they have to go and search for job where the time is like take a lot of time early chari digo na our campi she'll go for the easier one so that she can go back home and take care of the kids like that. Iniga time right itu maiki kan kita all of committee digena itu system te aisha do, but in this day in age kubukule education phale to maiki manu bishi excel kuri ase na they are equal ho jase na, like IS officers this that and all maiki ase ko gena taike to all of mark committee di dibo taike itu nai do, it's equal brain or brain khili ase, so there is no discrimination na baby equal ase, everything is equal. So education opportunity ase, and now women or men gole to jadu maiki niwa hothi as na, so kiki work hole be like it should be equal. Yeah.
To moan aro moan aji since women's day se to apni hambi women empowerment laga opore mo la viewers kan ki kiba ekta kole mon jawa.
I think take the opportunity to every opportunity to give your best, and yeah, I think that is the way forward.
Ma'am apni kiba ekta kole mon jawa mo la viewers
When you see something wrong, speak out. If you don't speak out, nobody is going to hear you, and stand for one another. Okay.
Thank you so much apni jungi moan laga show join kriya karne ichha ase ki apni jun laga you know khota ra mo la viewers kan bi women empowerment laga opor aro bishi hiki na thakibo.
Thank you for having us.
It was a pleasure having you both. Ajila talk show gane mani hobo aro sai thakibi Hornbill TV.
Yo lay yo la wo lay yo lay. My ambition is I want to be a professional singer. And most ever. Sometimes when I was a little kid, I would sing while my dad plays the guitar.